closer to it than others.
We only have a couple minutes left, and before we go, I do want to get your reflections on Nelson Mandela. Michael Eric Dyson, I know you met him, and so many American political activists really cut their teeth fighting for Nelson Mandela.
No question. I'm of the same generation as President Obama, and taking a stand against apartheid, both in the university community and more broadly in terms of, dealing with disinvestment strategies, but also challenging Ronald Reagan's constructive engagement approach. I think conservatives get a little bit of amnesia here when they forget that Dick Cheney wanted to put him on the terrorist list and insisted he stay there, that Ronald Reagan resisted. He said on the one hand Nelson Mandela should be released, but he depended upon a white supremacist government to reform itself from within. I think Nelson Mandela challenged that. Also, though, he challenged people on the left as well.
Amnesia, Mary?
When will you ever get tired of beating up on Darth Vader, who said Nelson Mandela is a good man? As we've seen in your earlier segment, it was a complicated situation. The ANC was a terrorist organization at one point. He has since said wonderful things about Nelson Mandela. What I want to say about Nelson Mandela is that I like that what's been said about him was said in the same week that the Pope said what he did. It's forgiveness and redemption. The Pope's widely misinterpreted and mischaracterized statements, but it's active engagement. It's taking care of each other with solidarity and subsidiarity.
But look, when you say about excusing Darth Vader, so to speak, this is not just about rhetoric. This is about public policy that prevented the flourishing of ANC. And look, when they had their feet on the neck of Nelson Mandela and millions of black people in South Africa.
Look, the greatest thing about I think Nelson Mandela was here. He said, let's forgive Dick Cheney, let's forgive these people, let's move on. That's what he would say. But I think one of the fascinating things about Nelson Mandela, he wasn't a saint. He made a lot of mistakes. He was readily admitted it. When he asked about that, he said, I'm not a saint unless you think a saint is a sinner who gets up and tries every time. Here's a guy that, for all of that frailties, was immensely, one individual helped change an entire country and a world in what he said, and it was done through acts of humility, like the Pope has done. Authentic acts of humility.
But it's not just about business, it's also about justice.
One of the great things about my life is I got to live at the same time he did. And I think he's almost, and if you look at like Christ, he was everything you said. He was forgiving, he was flawed, he was everything that a human being is and everything that a great human being is. So we should embrace all of it. But more than that, you spend 7 years in jail, am I right?
Yeah.
And you forgive your jailers. That's a pretty, that's reading the New Testament.
Forgiveness has to be tethered to justice. It's forgiveness and justice at the same time.
That is going to have to be the last